Oh, still have to push the button. I thought I fixed that. Duly noted. Let me check that again. All right. Mwah. Welcome, 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 welcome to your practice and to your space and to yourself. And just before I turned on the camera. This went through my head. I don't know why, but it's like, when things are good, we get on the mat. When things are not so good, we get on the mat. When we're feeling depleted, we get on the mat. When we're feeling energized, we get on the mat. And so whatever you bring today, welcome to your practice. And may it move you and serve you in ways that you need. As you inhale, lengthen tall. And as you exhale, join your palms together in front of your heart, bow your chin, close your eyes, rest in your stillness. And rest in your divine presence. As you take the seat of the yogi, the body is creating the shape and holding you, supporting you, and you offer that back to yourself with your supportive presence. You are present here in your practice. You feel your breath, feel your body, and tuning in to the subtle energies within you. Just holding your palms together, you can feel the heat transfer, the energetics. Take one more moment here for yourself. And on your next inhalation, lengthen yourself tall, lift your chin. Exhale this breath completely. And we'll call ourselves home with chanting Om 3 times. Inhale. Bowing your chin, release your hands to your thighs, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Okay, we're going to start with a little footy. I still have my socks on. Just really quick, just wake up your foot. Just give it a nice little massage and a little rub. Get into the toes, the sacred center of your foot, the top and the bottom. Good. And we'll just give it a little twist. Kiss, and then pause. And if you're wearing socks, you're feeling, or you're seeing, or you're sensing, and then we'll bring the other one in. Do the same thing. Just wake it up. Good. All right. So moving into the twist on this foot. Love. And then I'll release and just be here for a moment. Okay, so this is going to be mostly a backline practice. I do want to offer just one little sun salute. If you're down for that, you're just going to come on in, and we'll start with maybe right into downward facing dog. And if you're like, I just need to lie down, which is very valid, then go ahead and do that, and we'll catch up with each other in a moment. Okay, so just moving in here, let your head go, your jaw go, push the hands down and away, and just walking my feet back a little bit, getting a little longer in this downward dog. Press your thighs back. Let's open the sides of the waist a little bit. Take one more breath. And then we'll float forward into a little plank. Your knees could be on the floor here. You're pushing down, lifting the heart up. And exhale, lower all the way to the floor. And let's just pause here. So tops of the feet are down, hands are in position for a cobra, and it could just be a tiny little cobra at the very beginning. Start by drawing your belly in, anchors the tail, lift the shoulders, and then start to lift the back of your head, your heart. And maybe you just stay here or you keep going, but the shoulders lift. Take a nice big breath in. And breathe out. Lower down. And you press up and back to child's pose. Tuck your toes under as you press up, and then tops of the feet down as you come back. And drop in whatever position you're in, just opening up. Yeah, take a nice big breath. Release it completely. We will rise up to hands and knees. Press back to downward facing dog. And if you feel like a little leg lift, we'll lift one leg up, give it a little extension, get long, and then switch. And the other one. Oh, so good. With both feet down, and we're just going to walk the feet forward or the hands back, whichever one. Maybe one giant step. It could be a lot. It doesn't, you could be in the middle of your mat here. Okay, bend your knees a lot in this forward fold. I'm just going to hang here for a moment. I'm going to add a little bit of head. So heel toe your feet a little wider. Bend your knees so you feel comfortable. And then we'll interlace the fingers behind the head like we do. Bring the elbows in and just start to gently draw your chin to your chest, not really pulling. Counterbalance your weight by shifting into the heels. We'll just take 2 more breaths. Let the jaw go. And release your hands to the floor. Inhale, lift your head and your heart. And exhale and fold. We're going to come all the way up and maybe roll. Your hands can help. Once you come to standing, just pause. Let the dizziness be. And inhale, sweep your arms up. And then just pause here as you extend the arms up to the sky and push the feet down. And as you exhale, you just let everything move into center. Good. Open your fingers. Let's take one more, lengthen. Open your arms out, bend your knees, stick your butt out as you come down. Touch the earth. On your inhale, lift your head and your heart. And exhale and fold. And then we'll move the hands back into position. I'm going to step the left foot to the back of the mat. You're going to pause here, lift the right arm, give yourself a little twist. Good. And release. And I'm going to switch sides by walking the hands around the mat, pivoting your feet. Yes. And then just find the opposite side. So you lift the right heel and the right hand stays on the floor. And we lift the left arm. And then release, and let's just go to a wide-legged forward fold. So just walk your hands back to center. You turn your toes in a little bit and exhale and fold in between your legs as best as you can. You need to bend one knee and the other, make some movement in here, do it. So find your place, anchor through your feet. Well, I'm going to add the arms. I think if this interests you, if your hands can come off the floor, you can interlace your fingers. Maybe the arms reach up to the sky and shoulders move away from the ears. And then release your hands. If you've lifted them, lift your head and your heart. Good. Okay, I'm just going to come to sit. So I place my hands. I'm going to step that right foot next to the left. And then just take the tush down. And here we are. Okay, bring a blanket. Maybe you put it behind your head right now. We're just going to lie down just for a moment before we set up for our first pose. So just come into your lying down. Hug your knees in for a moment or two. So we just massage the back. And then just come into like a Shavasana. So knees can be bent or legs straight. Maybe the legs are wider apart, the arms are open, heart is open. If you were doing that standing work, even if you weren't, let's bring the hands to rest on the heart or on the belly or somewhere on your body here and just connect for a moment. I am powerful. I am creative force. I am a powerful creative force. Take a nice big breath in. Breathe out, reopen your arms. Okay, let's do this. Bend your non-dominant leg. Put your non-dominant foot on the floor. Bend your dominant leg. Put that foot on the floor. Heel toe your feet a little wider, and let's go to windshield wiper. And there's another thought I had this week at some point. Is the simplicity or the simplest poses are for me at this point the most interesting. Downward facing dog, child's pose, forward fold. These things that we do from our very first yoga class. This simple action, very interesting. You just feel everything. Good. Okay, let the knees drop to one side. We're going to roll ourselves over. You can take that opposite arm up and around, and then just lovingly press yourself up. And we're going to begin with a chest opener. The world needs an open heart today, so we're just going to offer that from our mats. So we'll start with your blanket. And let's see, I fold it first into like a third. And then from a third, I'll give it a nice little sausage roll. We're going to put the there's one nice side, and then there's one side that's a little frayed. That side's going to go away from you. Okay. And then I'm going to sit and just lay the spine over here. Really, you feel what's good for you. And then once you get down, if you have a little end sticking out, you might tuck it under. The head gets a little extra support. Okay. Sometimes the balance is off here because we're on this narrow little boat. So feel free to heel toe your feet a little wider. Arms are out to the side unless that's painful for your shoulders. And you could bring them down, just turn the palms down. The way we have the palms affects the shoulder blades too. So feel what feels better. Take a few moments and just find your happy, even amidst a little bit of discomfort, maybe between the shoulder blades. Good. Okay, I'm just going to release here for a few breaths. And as we drop in, even tune into where the breath is filling here. Okay, now I'm going to come back to a very gentle windshield wiper. And feel my chest, the shoulders, right behind the shoulder blades, is rolling side to side as well. Like the knees are going a little bit. And then your head and torso are also on this boat without getting motion sickness. So you decide how slow. Just let yourself roll gently side to side. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of traction. So as the knees maybe go to the right and the body rocks to the right, then I'm going to extend the left arm. You might turn the palm down. And then just do the same with the other side so that you're just maybe anchoring the hand down so that as you roll to the opposite side, there's just a little bit of something extra. Okay, let's do maybe 2 or 3 more. And then come back to rest. Whatever that means with your legs is fine. Palms up or palms down. Okay, now backs of the hands or your palms, whichever one, well, the palms are going to turn. We're going to take the arms over the head, but we're going to keep the backs of the hands on the floor. You're just going to open your wings. And if the hands start to come off the floor, then you go back to where they stay. And then just spread your fingers, breathing into this opening. Maybe you can feel the sides of the chest, receiving. Okay, now I'm going to heel toe my feet a little closer. Just going to play with this imbalance. So I'm really anchoring the left foot. I'm going to bring the right knee in, and maybe the right hand's going to come and just draw this knee in for a moment. You see how this is for you. And you can always put your hand on the shin. And then we're just going to take 2 breaths. I'm just going to let the weight of the leg anchor the right side of your waist or back a little bit. Okay, and then release that foot. Take that right arm back where it was. Pause. And then move into the left side. Moving the left knee in. Left hand finds the knee, draws it in. Maybe the hand goes down to the shin. Be here. Allow the left side of your body to feel a little heavier. Good. And then release this. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to the rocking. And you put your, my arms are still over my head, but if you want to open them out or bring them down, that's fine. Just come back to this waving. And we're going to make it a little bit more. So as the knees come to the right side, they might come all the way down to the floor this time. I'm going to turn my head to the left. And just breathe. And then inhale back to your center. Let the knees go to the left as far as they want to. Turn your head to the right. Okay, so now I'm going to just keep the knees to the left, bring the head to center. I'm going to come to roll off this blanket roll. The right arm's going to sweep up and alongside the head, roll right off. And then bring yourself up to sitting. For a moment. Okay. All right. We're just going to switch this blanket roll. So I'm just going to re-roll it. Just make it nice and tight. And now it's going to go right underneath the heart. Okay. And if you need something for your head, you're going to put that there. Okay. So now we're going to do the rolling. So I'm going to come forward. Just let the shoulders, maybe I hold the head, knees are bent. Lift your hips, roll yourself forward so that the blanket roll is pulling on the shoulders. Then the head comes down, tush comes down if it's still lifted, and the arms open over top of the blanket roll. But if that's not good, just rest your arms maybe down. And then feel that you're more on the back of your head than the crown of your head. So if you're on the crown of your head, you can always scoot yourself forward a little bit or put something there. So I'm going to say there's no right or wrong here. You're just looking for the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the bones to feel like they are being lifted. All right, your heart is lifted. So make movements, just find what feels good and then drop in. And breathe here. Okay. And just follow the path of your breath for this. Maybe next few breaths, just feel. And as the breath moves into the upper chest area, can you feel the breath at the back of the heart? Like you're breathing into the blanket. If you don't feel it, don't worry. You're still breathing. Okay. I'm going to heel toe. My knees are bent. Heel toe the feet. We're going to come back to this little windshield wiper. And we are rolling, the knees might come all the way down, whatever's going to happen. Just massage your body here with this side to side. Okay. And then we'll bring it to center. Okay. Maybe you sweep your arms over your head towards, alongside the ears, backs of the hands on the floor. Maybe extend your arms, press into the blanket roll with your ribs, with your back. You might feel your tailbone lift. One more breath. Okay, and then we're going to release from this by either rolling to the side, or you can take your hands, lift your head, hands to the floor, just press yourself up. And as soon as we come up, I'm just going to take this blanket roll to the side, and we're going to come back to lie down. Oh, maybe let's grab, take your strap with you. And that should be good. And then come down and just feel for a few moments without anything, maybe something underneath your head if you like. And just receive this grounding. Okay, so you have your blanket roll beside you. If you need to re-roll it, that's fine. We're going to put this blanket roll underneath the sacrum like we normally do with the block or the bolster. But this time it's this little blanket roll so that you have some motion. You can roll yourself forward and back. Okay, so take your time. Find that you feel, that maybe, it could be lower, it could be higher. For you, you see what feels okay. Yeah, and then drop in, just let this shape settle in. So now that we've lifted the hips, you can feel, the back of your heart, the shoulders, the back of your head, resting, very connected to the earth. Soften into your hip creases. So you can even take your hands and just, oh yeah, my hip creases, am I hardening here? Let it go. And then we'll start to move again into our good friend windshield wiper. And go slow. Because when we do those things, when we put our hands underneath our tush and we get this nice little massage thing happening, that might be, you might be getting that here. More onto the outer hips. And this is a part of us that can be very tender. So receive it. And good. So just like this, a few more times. Okay. Now we're just going to come back into center. And we're going to do some baby cat cows. So it's like you're lifting your tail, feel the mid back, low back area press to the floor. And then let the tail drop. So you just, and you might, as you're doing this, if your head feels like it's moving, that's going to happen. It's all connected. Okay, so I'm going to do this a few times. These baby cat cows, really just tilting your pelvis up and down. And then we're going to take this into a circle. So there's a bit of windshield wiper and a bit of cat cow. If the head's really moving, you can always interlace your fingers behind the head to support it. So you're just circling. My feet are pretty much staying on the ground. Yes, okay, and then reverse and just circle in the opposite direction. Yeah, your feet can be nice and wide apart too. That's going to give you more space. That's it. Okay, now bring yourself back into just lying there as you are. Okay. I'm going to take the arms over the head again. If that works, backs of the hands on the floor. Find your, where you feel balanced. So walk your feet in or out or wider. And then we're going to bring that right knee in, but this time the left hand's going to catch it. Okay. And then just draw it in. Maybe the left hand moves down so that it's almost letting that right knee or right leg stay more in center. If you want to stretch your left leg out for a moment and extend through the right arm, go for that. Otherwise, we're just softening here. So I'm letting the shoulders be relaxed, the jaw relaxed. Good. One more breath in. And then begin your exhale as you release. And if you want to stretch both legs out, that's fine, or both feet on the floor. We'll just pause and we're going to change sides. So I'll bring the left knee in and the right hand's going to come over and catch it. And we're just going to find, where does this want to go? Maybe the right hand goes down. Just breathe here, soften. If you can't hold the shin, you can always wrap your hand behind the back of your thigh and hold your pants, whatever you've got there, your strap. We bring the strap. We did bring the strap, so if you need it. Okay, one more breath, really melt. And then release. Knees bent or legs straight. Pause. Okay. So now I'm going to bring both knees into the chest. So you could bend your knees first, feet on the floor, just draw them in. Good. And then let the thighs drop towards your chest so that we've got this lift of the tail. So that's letting, the thighs maybe come closer. And then depending how close they come, your hands could rest on tops of your thighs or on tops of your shins or backs of your thighs. Just get really small. So we're using this blanket roll to help us bring the thighs in a little closer. Flex your feet a little bit, not hardening the soles of your feet, just a little bit of something here. Let the shoulders drop, tuck your chin in. Soften through your glutes if you can. One more moment here. Okay, I'm going to take both hands and just hold on to this right shin or behind the thigh, whatever you need. Lower your left foot to the floor or stretch it out along the floor. And just pause here. Okay, I'm going to switch by extending the arms over the head as I extend this right leg. And then as I bring the left knee in, we'll change the interlace of the fingers in midair and just find this on the opposite side. One more moment. Okay, I'm going to release. So the arms are coming over the head. And then I'm going to sweep the arms out to the side and come all the way down. So we just created this nice circle around me. And then we'll bend the knees if your legs are straight. I'm just going to press this blanket roll down below the hips. So now your whole torso tushes down. And this blanket roll is just resting right behind your seat. Okay. Now we're going to bring the left knee in. Opposite interlace your fingers and extend the right leg. And my hope is that the blanket roll, and you could play with it, is going to hold the back of the right thigh. So if that's not happening for you, then just take a moment and maybe even hold that blanket in half. Give yourself some more if you need it, so that the right thigh can anchor into the blanket roll. Even though we're holding the left knee, it's going to be about the right leg. Okay, so you're anchoring the back of the thigh as much as you can. Good. Okay, we're going to switch legs. So I'll extend the left leg, arms over your head, and then we'll bring the right knee in. And I have the right knee in. Now I'm just going to move the blanket roll. If it's not underneath the left thigh, put it there. And then find this. So I'm really pressing out through the left heel, anchoring the heel to the floor. And melting that left thigh into its support. One breath. Good. And then release it. Okay, I'm just going to bend both knees. Take the blanket roll out. If you need to put it behind your head, do that. Otherwise, just set it over to the side. Good. Okay, and then pause here. We're going to take twist. So we're going to twist to the left first. If you need your blanket roll to be there, just put it there. And let's start like this. So you're lying down, your feet are together. You're going to walk your feet away from you a little bit more. And then we'll open the arms. And as you exhale, just dropping the knees to the left. Let the right foot come to rest on top of the left. You can maybe tuck the right shoulder in. So I'm just drawing it's almost like I'm taking the shoulder away from the ear, tucking the shoulder blade into its place there. Okay. Just breathe. One more breath. And then just lift your knees up. If you need to realign, do that. We'll just find the same pose. So the feet are together, they're a little bit away from where they normally are. And then you roll your knees to the right, let the left foot rest on top of the right. Breathe into whatever you're experiencing. Soften where you can. Good. And then inhale and come back to your center. Good. Okay, and now we're going to take just, I'm just going to say regular old twist, but it's the simple poses that have so much to teach us, or where, things unfold. So we're going to go to twist. I'm going to bring my knees into my chest. Arms are open to the side. And as you exhale, drop your knees to the left. However you want to do that is fine. Good. And then maybe the head will turn to the right. And we'll breathe here. Okay. I'm going to deepen the twist a little bit by bending the left, forearm. So the elbow stays on the floor. Anchor the elbow into the floor and lift the left side of your chest, and then spin more to the right, and then open your arms back out. Good. Okay, for the next few breaths, if you'd like to straighten your legs out to the left, and that feels nice, and you'll have a sleeping dog here. And do that, and maybe the left hand is going to hold the toes or the outer edge of your right foot. One more breath. And then release and make your way back onto your back. Knees in or feet on the floor. And then we'll go second side. We'll drop the knees over to the right. We'll just be here for a few moments. Let the pose unfold. And turn your head to the left if you like. And now I'm going to bend the right forearm, anchor the elbow, lift the right side of your chest, and spin it more to the left, and then release. And for these next few breaths, if you'd like to straighten your legs out, maybe the hand holds both toes, and the outer edge of the left foot. Just breathe into whatever you're doing. Honor your shapes. Good. Okay, and then release and make your way back onto your back. And set your feet on the floor for a moment here. Just feel, if you got a windshield wiper, such a good friend. Okay, now I'm going to heel toe the feet together. The left leg is going to stay on the floor, and we're going to cross this right knee right over the left knee. Okay, then we're going to bring this package in and use your strap if you need it, or your hands find a place they can hold on to. Good. Okay, and just pause here. You can rock, you can move in this shape. Just feel. Okay, maybe the hands are going to hold the outer shins. Flex the feet, and I'm actually pressing like the knees away, with the thighs away. Okay, one side's going to hike up more than the other, so just kind of feel into that. Okay, now keep the cross, release your hands, set the left foot on the floor, open your arms out to the side. Now we're going to press that left foot down, lift your hips, take your hips over to the right, put them down. Now drop your knees towards the left, and you need to prop it up, prop it up. You need to undo the interlace, undo. And we breathe here. And the next part of the pose, my left shin, I'm going to take the right toes and just wrap them around the back of the left shin or on the inside. Just feel. Whatever you're doing is good. One more breath. Okay, and then we'll come back onto your back, readjust your hips, and before we do the other side, let's go to thread the needle. We're going to open this right knee, right ankle over left knee, and then bring the left thigh in. Use your strap behind the left thigh or your fingers. Flex your feet, and let's rock this side to side. Just feel. Okay. I'm going to rock this left thigh in and out a little bit, if there's room. And then we'll just take 3 breaths, and wherever you want to be with the left leg up, left leg in line, heel in line with the knee, or drop the heel down, whatever feels good. Just be here. Soften your belly, your shoulders, your jaw, your eyes. And then release this. We're just going to pause. So you can stretch the legs out or keep them bent or windshield wiper. Just release. So much good hip stress work, hip stress release. Okay, second side. So I bring the toes right, big toes to touch. And we'll cross the left knee over the right. And bring this package in. Again, find wherever you need to hold. And then find some movement here. You're giving yourself a great hug. You're just feeling whatever's arising. Okay. Just going to hug it in and out a little bit. And then resting as you are, or your hands might find the outer shins. And I have my thumbs are coming along with the fingers. You might even hold the soles of your feet if that's available. And then again, as I hold the feet or the shins in, pressing the thighs away, and letting the left outer hip find a little more space. Say hello to something that's waking up. And release, set the right foot down, arms out to the side. Now press into the right foot, lift the hips. The hips are going to the left, and then they come down, and the knees are going to the right. And just be in your motion of your ocean, whatever you need to do. Release the cross, or you go deeper, take that bottom foot and just maybe wrap it around, or just hold it at the back of the shin. It's going to anchor you a little bit differently. Maybe you don't need that. One more breath. Release that. Come back onto your back, realign yourself, and we'll go to thread the needle on this side. Change the interlace of your fingers, and then rock your little leg babies. Whatever would feel good and helpful. In and out or side to side. Just feeling into whatever's not, I don't know, feels tight today. An old injury, whatever you have here. Soften, release, feel in. Without fear. Trust your body. Okay, one more breath here. Do whatever you want to, just to be starting to find heel in line with knee, the right foot. That changes the weight a little bit. And then release. And to rest, however you like. Feet on the floor, knees or legs straight, or maybe you want to hug your knees in. Okay, so we're just going to take a little bridge, a little bridge. So that's the arms down by your sides, or not right by your sides, maybe a little bit out. Spread your fingers, anchor your upper arms, and then feel into where your feet are going to go. So we're going to walk in a little closer to the hip bones. So the feet are a little wider, okay? And then feel the back of the head into the floor. Back of the shoulders, back of the heart. You might feel your tailbone already starting to lift. Inhale. Exhale. Press into your feet, lift your hips. Maybe the head has to lift and just reposition. And pause here. If you want to take your arms over your head, go for that. And then on the exhale, lower down from top to bottom. Like really feel like the spine is going for a ride. And then you come all the way down. We're just going to do that 2 more times. So inhale as you are. And then as you exhale, you start to lift from the tail, anchor the feet, come up wherever you go. Maybe push the feet down and away. And then exhale and lower down. We'll do one more just like this. So we'll inhale, a little arch in the back, and then as you exhale, you start to lift. Okay. Now you can come down whenever you want, but if you want to play a little bit, let's take the arms down exactly where they were, so if they're back by your sides. And then you might interlace your fingers here. But what I see a lot when we do this is that the hands are lifting. We want to try and get them to come down to the floor. So you have to walk the upper arms a little closer together. You know, the finger, you don't have to interlace. You're just walking your upper arms a little more underneath you. One more breath. And then you can release if you haven't yet. And then just come down, pause. You want a windshield wiper or hug your knees in. We're going to come to some egg beating. Okay, so I'll bring the knees in and then hands down to the floor, and you're just going to start to find your little egg beater legs here. Another pose, you know, if you're a swimmer, I know some of you are, you can feel here all that good stuff that's happening, you know, in the hips and the low back. And I've just added my wrists, so if you want to do that too. Good. Okay, start to make this a really big egg beat, as big as you can, and then reverse the direction. If you're rolling your wrists, try and find the opposite roll here. Breathe. Good. Okay, and then we'll just bring the knees in. We're going to go to happy baby. It's going to hang out here for a few moments, so feel free to rock. Notice if your tailbone is lifting, which probably is. And then we're rolling more on the upper back, mid back. Good. One more moment. And then we'll set the feet on the floor. Good. Pause. Good. Okay. So I'm going to come back up to sitting just to set up for legs at the wall. If you want to rock and roll or just roll to your side, or whatever feels good, do that. And we'll come up. Yes. Okay. So I do want to have a little lift under the hips. And you can, you know you can go farther away from the wall. If your legs are tight, go farther away from the wall. Okay, so I'm going to have my bolster maybe 3 inches away from the wall for me. And then we are going to use the strap. So even before you lie down, maybe you just smooth out your strap. And we're going to make a decent size. Let's say like, I'm just going to keep it nice and big. So it's like nice and big. So when I get up, I'm going to put the strap between the shins. So I have a lot of space to let the legs kind of drop. And then you can kind of play with that. Okay. If you want to put your socks on, go ahead and do that. And if you want to put a blanket down just for padding and love, then it would just go like this. And if you have a heating pad, you can throw that in. Luxury. Okay, then I'm going to sit on the bolster. Let me turn the camera. I know a lot of you know how to get into this. I'm just going to show how. So just sit here, then I'll lie down. Bring my hips right to the wall. Take the arm underneath so you're lying on your side, and then you just roll over. Okay, so I have this bolster is pretty much at the top of the hip bones, all the way, nicely supported. I can feel my tailbone has a little bit of space to just drop. But if that's not good for you, you could do this without the bolster completely. All right, now I'm going to take that big loop and just bring it down about mid calves so that the legs are open, and I can just let them be. They can turn out. Just drop in here, and you can play with how wide the legs are. Just want to create some space for the hips and the pelvis, everything to just receive this, change in gravity. And your work here, once you've settled yourself and feel you're comfortable, is to really just drop all of your awareness into your pelvic floor and let that be. I feel like the word relaxed keeps coming up. Just let it drop and melt into this. So you don't have to work about holding the legs. You don't need to worry about anything happening here. It's just happening. You start to feel into the flow of your breath. And we started this practice lifting the chest, and now we're lifting the hips. Where do you feel your breath is being expanded? Now we're going to get very subtle. So as you're breathing, feel into the tailbone, the very base of the spine. And can you feel it gently moving with your breath? So as you inhale, the tail actually presses back, and as you exhale, it gently comes back in. You're just feeling into that, whether you can actually sense it. I remember the very first time I went to a week-long workshop with my teacher. It was all in the tailbone. I had no idea what the tailbone was the whole week. Where's the tailbone? So it is a subtle thing. It's not something we're used to really feeling into. You just feel. Okay. We're going to change the position of the legs and bring the soles of the feet to the wall. And I still have the strap. I'm just going to let the knees kind of move out a little bit. Just kind of feel. You can also change, make your strap tighter or looser. And then in this position, like a squat at the wall, soften your low back, your sacrum back to the bolster. You need to lift your legs, do that. And then just feel into this gentle movement that's happening right at the base of your spine. Take one more moment. Good. Okay. And you'll just take the legs back up. I'm going to make this strap about half as big as it was. So that now the legs are maybe, what is that, like 5 inches apart. So they're still apart, like hip distance apart, but you don't have to do anything to hold them there. And then just come back to your rest. Just let the legs be heavy. Okay. Now we're going to add some flexion into the feet. And you know, when we did we did a forward fold with the hips at the wall the other day, and now you have your heels at the wall. Maybe you kind of walk them up the wall a little bit, even if they're not moving. Just imagine that they're going there, and then pigeon toe your feet in. So you have this strap to kind of hold it. You're just going to turn your toes in towards each other, and then if you can push into the strap with the legs, so you're like trying to widen the strap. And then breathe. So you're active. Your feet are flexed. The toes are turning in. You're pushing out. Feel you're still resting on your bolster. One more moment. You soften your hip creases. And then just let everything go and just do nothing. Okay. I'm just taking the legs away from the wall. I'm going to put this strap over the sole of the right foot, release the left leg. So now you can't even see, but it's there, and I'm holding onto this loop. And hopefully, your arm is, if it's not, make the loop a little longer so that you can hold it. Your arm is straight, the heel's at the wall. Left leg can move into a happy place. Now I'm just going to start to really flex this right foot, and I'm gently pulling down. The heel's still at the wall. I'm using, pulling as if I want to pull this leg down. Pigeon toe your right foot just a little bit, just turn the toes in. Soften the whole right leg, hip crease into the bolster. Okay. And then we'll keep the left heel at the wall and start to take the right foot away from the wall. And it doesn't need to go that far away. You know, I'm just maybe my heel's right over my hip. You can adjust your hand on the strap if you like. You're going to pigeon toe the foot in a little bit, let the jaw go, and rest through the right side of your body just for 2 more breaths, as much as you can. Good. Okay, and then just let the right foot come back to the wall. You can let your arm come out and just pause here. And then we'll do the same with the left foot. So I'm just going to take the left foot, just sliding it into the strap, take the right foot out, and then rest the left heel at the wall. Hold on to the strap with the left hand, and then start to pull this left foot down as the heel's anchored and pushing up. And then once you've got like that happening, then you go, okay, can I keep that and also soften this full left leg into the hip and soften the hip, the back. Take one more breath here, and then start to gently move this foot away from the wall. Again, you're just feeling wherever it's going to go. Adjust your left hand if you like. You're going to push the heel up and then turn the foot in a little bit so the toes come in a little bit. Okay, now the work is in keeping both sides of the sacrum, the hips, the outer hips soft. Good. Okay. Now, you can take both feet to the wall if you want to. I'm going to just take both feet into the strap and let the legs come up, and they're not at the wall. I'm just going to open my arms and then just start to tilt the legs side to side like you're driving your little bus. So they're not at the wall. I'm just resting, hips on bolster, moving these legs side to side. Oh, it's like a windshield wiper, but you're pushing the feet into the strap so you get that little bit of leg integrity happening. Good. Okay, bring yourself to center. And if you want to take a little happy baby here, I'm going to hold the strap. But okay, you can go into Shavasana. Here's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to use this bolster in the hips, and I'm going to straighten the legs. I'm going to take them over my head. I still have the strap here. I'm going to hold on to the backs of the calves. You know, you can also have your arms straight out over your head and just let the bolster support whatever it's supporting there. And I'm pressing the heels out. Just going to take 2 more breaths like this. Good. Okay. And then we're going to release. So I'm taking the strap off. We have 5 minutes for Shavasana. If you want to lie down flat, that's fine. If you want to stretch your legs up on the wall, unless you've had enough of legs up the wall, you can readjust where your bolster is, your support. I'm going to stay in legs up the wall. Take your time to make it a comfortable rest. Done all this work to be here. And then just, I say just, but Shavasana is it's the hardest pose in yoga. It's the do nothing and the rest. Yet there's so much that's unfolding and happening within you. It's melting in, honoring all that is. Resting into your own stillness, your quiet. And if it's not so quiet today, you're just inviting in quiet. Guiding your awareness down to where the tailbone lives. And feel it gently riding the waves of your breath. It gently presses down and out as you breathe in, and gently comes back as you breathe out. And just offering yourself this space to drop in to your deepest form of rest right now. Being so heavy in the back of the heart, back of the head, mid-back, mid-belly, low back, low belly, backs of your thighs, the whole legs, arms heavy. So all you feel this moment is the lightness of your breath. The current of your breath. And just before we move out of this, just repeating this mantra we offered at the beginning of class. I am powerfully creative. Resting for as long as you like, or beginning to find gentle movements. Fingers and toes and ankles and wrists. Even turning your head side to side if that would feel nice. When you're ready, you'll bend your knees. Maybe you'll rest with the feet at the wall or on the floor. Or hugging your knees into your chest for a few moments before you roll to your side and rest there for a few moments. Bring yourself up to sitting when you're ready. Just basking in your own creative energies, this powerful space, this liminal space, between your practice and your daily life right here. Just feel into what you have done, what you have transformed, how you feel, your breath, the lightness of your heart. And as you inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, let's bring the hands right to the heart. Let's just remind ourselves of your sacred center. Way of deep honoring. We'll seal this practice with our May We Be Blessed mantra, and I'm going to send that out into the world. Then one Om. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. Inhale. Bow your chin and breathe into your hands. Catch your sacred breath. Lifting your chin, opening your eyes, and offer this to yourself. And we'll offer it out. So much great gratitude from my heart for each one of you. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. Yes, and we'll take it all back. Because how often are we in this really good, beautiful energy? So, with so much love from my heart, so much gratitude. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste, friends. Thank you so much. Yes, so much love. See you later. Have a good day.